Welcome to Comic Construction.
Let's check out the build, art, and story of the Deadman collection, Deluxe edition, written by Arnold Drake, Jack Miller, and Neil Adams, with art by Carmine Infantino and Neil Adams. It's published by DC Comics. This is a standard-sized hardcover at 6 7/8 by 10 3/8 inches and has 354 pages. It is a slipcased edition with a slipcase that measures 7 by 10.5 inches, which is a thick board with 4-color printing and a spot UV coating. The coating is used on one side for this illustration of Deadman, and a striking black on black design on the other. That is so cool. Props to the designer who had to create this file. There is no designer credited, but Robin Brosterman is listed as art director. The dust jacket is 4-color printing, and this is kind of interesting, so let's take it off of the book. Clearly, this is a high gloss sheet, but on the other side, the side that faces out, it's not reflecting that much light at all. So that's a dull coat on a glossy sheet. That dull coat would provide some extra protection to the art and just feels nice in the hand. The book cover has this cool black and red marbled effect with Deadman printed in black. And the spine just has the Deadman collection and DC Comics. It's not even a logo, it's just typed out. The book has a rounded spine with sewn binding and a black head ribbon. The interior stock is this wonderful uncoated sheet. I bought this book sealed, and it was released in 2001. So 24 years in that cheap plastic seal, and the pages have no hint of yellowing. The colors look amazing, and the texture of the paper is just breathtaking. Let's also take a look at the design. Here we are just in the table of contents, in the forward and preface section. And there's so much design work put in here. All of the emphasized text is in that dark red, which is Deadman's color, of course. And they use a really nice sans serif for their body copy. My only comment would be maybe don't justify the text, but I'm just not a fan of justified text in general. This volume is a masterclass in book construction. Carmine Infantino illustrates the first issue with George Russos inking the work. It has a nice look to it. It's quite different than other Infantino works I've seen. So this book starts with, I should say, Strange Adventures, number 205. And then Neil Adams illustrates the rest of the book. And one thing to note is that Strange Adventures number 206, which is Neil Adams' first issue, has been re-inked by Neil Adams for this book. According to the preface, he had Russos ink it for him to kind of match what Infantino was doing, but I don't think he was very happy with the way that turned out. So when this book was going into production, he re-inked it. And he re-inked it in kind of a more modern style, kind of like what he did with Continuity Comics. That's not my favorite look for Adams' work. The rest of the book, however, is in that more era-appropriate, more graphic style of inking, and I think his work just sings that way. Like with that like late 60s inking style, like his mastery of the comic form is on full display. And his work really grows through this volume, and that alone makes it a worthy addition to my collection. Luckily, the story is as good as the art. Boston Brand is the best aerialist in the world and works at a struggling circus, which he partially owns. He's the smart-ass big brother type of character, really giving his colleagues a hard time because he wants them to excel in their fields. There is a fortune teller in the circus that tells Brand that he is favored by the god Ramakrishna. Shortly thereafter, Brand is assassinated during a performance, and Ramakrishna allows him to remain on the mortal plane to bring his killer to justice. The narrative is essentially a detective story with a lead who can possess other characters. One thing I really love is the origin of his costume. This is not like a superhero costume. This is what he wears to perform. And because he died in it, I guess he just wears that forever. So it's a pretty cool conceit for what I consider a really cool costume. There are quite a few writers in this volume, and I was surprised at the overall quality and how well the work is held up. Arnold Drake starts it off, And his work feels extremely modern in the best way. It's not too wordy, and it allows the art to tell its share of the story. When Jack Miller picks up the writing duties a few issues later, I was a little hesitant. And there is a slight shift in the tone, but it feels like natural growth of the character. I enjoyed those issues as well. Then Neil Adams takes the reins for writing and drawing. And his writing is a little weaker, but the character is so compelling that I'm just driven to know more. Like, I really do love Deadman, and I think this story is just a lot of fun to read. Throughout the stories, there are interviews with the creators providing behind-the-scenes commentary that really enhances the reading experience. I have not yet fully finished the book as I am savoring it, so I can't really say how it ends, but I can say that reading this book is a joy, and I am loving every second of it. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and share with a friend.